Okay, so we are going to start off by working on a question using Sage Payroll, and the version we have is 2020 Sage Payroll 2024. So when we just double click on it, we're asked to log in. So the very first thing that we need to do is log in as an administrator, and set ourselves up so that we can actually access payrolls, and we need to set up the payroll, the company and the pay group. So to do that, we're going to log in as admin. So we log in as admin and use the password um, that I gave you in class, and we just say okay. Hopefully it works. And that brings us in here into kind of, I suppose, the back office a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a company, and then we're going to set ourselves up as a user of that company, and set up a payroll for the company. Um, so first things first, we're going to go into security and users. Now you'll do this the first time that you log into this, and after that, then as long as you stay on the same computer, you'll keep logging in with the same username. So I'm just going to add, and I'm just going to set it up as Thursday payroll. Now the group, I'm just going to assign it is 01 group 1, and that basically means that it can do everything and anything. um your database administrator in the real world may restrict that down, that somebody that's able to create a payroll can't send the bank file, or can't approve a change or whatever. So you might have segregation of duties. So the database administrator might restrict certain access to people. Now, a new feature in this version of Sage is that we have to assign a password. So we're just going to click change password. Now, and it gives you, it must be at least 8 characters in this, must contain at least one letter, must contain at least one number, it must have one special symbol. So I'm just going to set one up. Okay. And okay that. Okay, so that's me now set up. So I don't need to do that step every single time. So I'm going to set up a company. So to do that, I'm just going up to company and company setup. Now you see that there's a number of companies set up down here, okay, and it comes loaded with a demo company. And then these are other questions that have just been carried out. So the first thing that we're going to do is set up the company, and then within that company you can have different payrolls. So you'd have a weekly, you could have a weekly payroll, a fortnightly payroll, a monthly, a bi-monthly, an annual payroll, whatever it is. And then you would log into each of those individual payrolls, but they're all linked to the one overall company. So to do that, I'm just going to say add new company, and our company is called what is it, JD Sports or something. Okay, I just create the company, and you'll see it's down here down the bottom. I'm now going to, I now have more options. I can delete the company, I can change the company name, I can add a new payroll. So I'm just going to add a new payroll. Now I've highlighted this, you don't have to do that, but if you don't highlight it, just watch out when you are adding it in, that you're adding it into the company that you've just set up. So I'm just just going to call it JD Sports, and I'm going to put a W at the end, um, to signify that it is weekly. Now there's a length issue. Now the thing to note is that when you go to log in to Sage, this is what the payroll ID is, what you will see in the drop down menu. So it's that payroll that you're logging into, not the company. So it's just important that it's something that you can identify. So I'm going to add JD Sports Weekly to the company called JD Sports. I'm going to go with password. Now I'm going to keep my passwords the same, because otherwise I won't remember them. And the frequency here is that it's weekly. So you see you have the options of weekly, 4-weekly, fortnightly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or whatever. So we're going to go with weekly and create. It does its thing. And now down the bottom, you'll see that we have a company called JD Sport Weekly. It has currently no employees and no payroll periods. Okay, so just close. And I'm going to exit out of here. And it brings me back then to my screen. Oops. and just say no to that. So I now am going to log into Sage Payroll, and I'm going to log in with my and the password. And now I'm going to log into my payroll, JD Sport, and again, okay, and hopefully all those passwords work. Okay, and it brings me into my login screen. Now it tries to be helpful and give you this kind of payroll advice center. If you like them, you can leave them on, or you can just click to don't show this message at startup. And I'm going to say close. Okay, so that is how you do your initial setup. I'm just going to stop that for a sec.